Someone told me it's time to grow up. It's time to figure out what you want to do. Oh my goodness. I've had a career. I've done all kinds of things, but you might be the same way. If you are one of those people that you just you just aren't ready to retire and go fishing all day long. You really want to, you're over 60, you're getting ready to, maybe change directions. You just want to do something. Then take a listen to what I'm doing. I'm revamping everything I'm doing. I've decided that I need to talk to those people that are in my age group. Now, you may be younger, you may be older. I will tell you, I'm 73 years old. I turned 73 October 9th of this year. And I've done a lot of things in my life. I've gone down a lot of paths. I've had a lot of successes. I've had a lot of failures. I've been doing network marketing since about 1970, 71. I've been online. I had a corporate career. I've done a lot of things, spent a lot of time in the military. Um, but I was always under the impression that when you got to be a certain age, you retire and you just don't have to do anything, or you can do what you want, everything. And I realized that when I got to that age and I actually, pulled the trigger to retire at the age of 62, um, I couldn't imagine not just working or not doing something that I love, something that I had a passion for. I you know, I I can't imagine just getting up every day and going, well, let me get my pole and go fishing. Unless that was something I just love to do, right? I love flying. And if you could see next to me here, I have a little simulator so that I can continue to fly. And even though I can't physically fly anymore, but there's all kinds of things I enjoy doing, programming and technology and things like that. But if someone said, no, 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 you're retired. You're 73 now. You can't do those things. Now, do I have challenges? Of course. In 2017, I had open heart surgery, quadruple bypass. 3 months after that, two of the grafts they put in failed. I'm going through mouth reconstruction, for my teeth now. I have aches and pains. God's given me a great brain. My brain still works and does things. And you may be going through similar things. You may be having challenges at your age with just struggling, trying to learn things. You want to have like a business or a hobby online. You want to get on YouTube. You want to learn some of the technology so that you can do things easier and simpler and more automated and all those things. But it just doesn't seem like there's anybody out there that's really teaching you. They're going into the technology and all that stuff. And that stuff's important and everything, but it needs to be taught in a way that you can learn it, right? So who better to teach it than somebody in your group, right? Someone in your age group, someone in your, I don't even want to say demographics, but someone at that stage in their age and their life and their experience that can not only relate to you, but teach you on a way that you can understand it. So that's where I'm going. I'm no longer just going to teach anybody and everybody. I will. Anybody that wants to, get some understanding of technology and marketing, I will be more than happy. But I'm going to concentrate on helping those people in the 60 plus age group that really want to do something, really want to feel like they're still a part of it, right? Because I can tell you, I talk to a lot of people in my age group that are like, I just don't feel productive anymore. I just don't feel like anybody, finds me useful. I can't tell you how many times I've had even my family members, say, well, Dad, that was 20 years ago when you did that. It's like, yeah, it was. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I was in my prime. I was, going at it. But I still get up at 3:30 every morning, and I'm going till 7 or 8 o'clock at night, up and doing things. And it's just, I don't want to be that person that sits back and goes, well, yeah, I used to be somebody, but now I can't. I got all these issues. Yeah, I ache. I just found out I got something called vestibular neuritis, right? Where it's like a super bad vertigo, right? It's not really inner ear tubes and all that. It's nerves, and it's nasty. It doesn't go away. In fact, I've been struggling with it this morning. But it doesn't mean we have to stop. It doesn't mean we're old, right? I get up every day and, I know my wife would like me to be clean shaven and that, and that's important, but I just don't like to shave. I don't like to be in that place where I'm, having to do all that stuff. I want to be able to do what I want to do. I want to be able to impact the lives I want to impact. I want to be able to show you that even though getting old isn't for sissies, it's not for people to roll over and go to sleep either. We are still productive people. We still have a lot to offer. In fact, it is my belief that we have so much more to offer now because of our life experiences, because of our failures and successes, and things we've learned over the years. I remember growing up that some of the time I learned the most from my dad was when he was in his 50s and 60s and older. And I'll tell you this story because it made an impression on me. He was at 89, 90 years old. He created a website and told me all about it. He used to always tell me, when you stop learning, what's the point? You got to always learn. He was always learning stuff. I mean, his career was in tool and die, and he had to know a lot of trigonometry and math and all that stuff, and he was very good at it. I'm sure that's probably genetically where I get it from. But the bottom line is he kept going. He kept making sure that he was learning things and feeling productive and feeling like he was at a place where he could still give and he could still contribute to things in his life and to people in his life and to the world. And um, so many times we're being told that we can't do that. Because we don't know anything, and it's so hard for I hear people tell me all the time. It's like, Ron, but I'm technically challenged. No, you're not. I promise you, if you've got a job right now, if you're still in the workforce, getting ready to get out of the workforce, there are computers in your office and you've had to learn them and you're probably pretty good at them. But now you may have to learn something different, something new. Doesn't mean you can't. It may be a little bit of struggle. Maybe you don't pick up things quite as fast and it may have taken you longer than maybe someone else where you work, but you've done it. And if you've done it once, you can do it again, right? So over the next couple of months especially, but I'm going to be putting out videos after videos, and I'm going to be teaching you, and I'm going to be encouraging you, and I'm not going to take time. I got a nice camera. It's not like top of the line $7,000 camera or something like that, and I don't want you to think you have to do that. You can be using the webcam on your laptop. You can use your phone. I'm going to be using my phone. You can keep it as simple as possible, but I want to connect with you. And I want to take the time to serve you and show you that no matter what your age, and specifically, no matter if you are in that golden years, I want to help you make them golden. Right? It shouldn't be that we live our life and the best years of our life when we're physically, able to do it, we're mentally, better off and we have more energy and everything else is the time that we're given to everybody else. At the time that we're, working our tails off, not doing really what we want. We're just trying to provide for the family and everything else. And then we get to a point where, wow, we really should be able to now enjoy these golden years, right? And our health and all these other things, and we just don't understand things, and everything's changed so much. Can you sit down one time and just think about what for those of us who are baby boomers and beyond? I don't know how many are beyond baby boomers at this point, but um, think about what's transpired over the years that we've been around. When I was a kid, we listened to the radio. We had a little tiny black and white TV at one point when I was younger. I remember our first color TV. It was one TV and a big console and everything. And there wasn't many shows in color at that point in time, but it was the only time we watched it was like on Sunday for the Wonderful World of Disney with the color peacock and all that other stuff. And kids these days have no idea what that. You didn't carry phones with you. We were so happy when they got long cords, right? And then they had cordless phones that you could pick up and walk around with. And I remember my first phone that was like a mobile phone. The thing was huge. In fact, I've got it down here as a kind of a training tool. It We've come through a lot. The technology that people are using right now, our generation created. Our generation came up with the baselines and the technology and the physics and the understanding and the science behind the things that allow the people that create things now to even make them better because of what we did. So it's not time for us to sit back, lay down, be kicked around, and be told that, oh, yeah, 20 years ago, maybe. No, we still have 20 more years and we can be productive members of society. I'm not going to dress up. I hopefully will get some teeth, in and I'll look a little bit better. But I'm not here to impress people with how I look. I'm here because I want to impact some lives. I want to teach you that getting old isn't for sissies, and it's not because of the reason you think. Getting old isn't for sissies because sissies just roll over and quit. And this is the time for us to excel. This is the time for us. Look at what's going on in our country right now. 90% of the people that run the country are in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, right? So stay tuned because I'm going to be on here. I'm going to be in your face. I'm going to be encouraging you. I'm going to be teaching you. I'm going to be showing you not only technology, but I'm going to keep it as simple as possible. Not because we're simple minded, but because why make things hard that don't need to be? And I can't tell you how many times I hear this all the time. Well, I feel like people have to dumb things down. What does that mean? Dumb things down. That you're dumb? Doesn't It's not true at all. I feel bad for the people that feel like they have to dumb things down and don't understand that why do you have to make it hard? Make it simple. One of my favorite authors, speakers, trainers, coaches, teachers is John Maxwell. And one of the reasons I love John Maxwell and his teachings is because he teaches some things that are incredibly important. He teaches some on topics of leadership and connections and conversation and building relationships and all these things that can be so complex and so overwhelming, but he makes them so easy and so down to earth and so simple. He just does communication like nobody I've ever seen before. He makes it just so easy, and that's why he's so popular. That's why he's so good. That's why I've read almost every single book he's ever put out. There's no reason why it has to be difficult for you. And we're not going to make it that way. We're going to keep it simple. I'm going to take you step by step through things. We're going to do some lives. We're going to have some training. Yes, and I do have a community. And if you look at my bio in YouTube, you'll see rondeering.com/DMMS. Delta Mike Sierra. That's digital marketing made simple. You can join that community. I think right now it's 27 bucks a month, right? I do have a free version, and I don't know if that's on the page or not, but for 27 bucks a month, I'm going to give you all kinds of training. We're going to do monthly masterminds and everything else. But don't even think about that right now. I would encourage you to look at it, but don't worry about that right now. Just come to my channel and let's talk. Let's get you back on track. The feeling like you're somebody again and that you are productive and you've got something to offer, right? So, God bless you. God, family, business, become a servant because you want to serve others and you have something to give them. You have something to offer. God bless you. I can't wait to see you on the next one.